But I got an idea. See, your story is amazing. So when you get on Alignable and you tell people, you know, before we get started, can you tell me your story? I want to know who you are. Not so much what you sell or do, but who you are. And so they tell you their story. And I did it. I had 16, 17 new contacts today. Not bad, huh? So when you tell your story, I want you to tell your STEM Tech story. I want you to say, I'm here because I'm very passionate about something that's changed my life. And then talk about your family, talk about what you were doing at work. You were working in a casino, how you got to the casino, and then talk about your ailments, the physical stuff that was starting to fall apart, that wasn't working anymore. And you were getting worried because you got to support a family, you got to stand up for 8 hours, you got to do all these different things. And then lo and behold, an RCM wellness system came into your life and these are the things it's done for you. Now, I want you to tell that story because I don't know all the details, but I want you to tell it now. We're going to record it because we're recording as we speak. And I want you to hear it. And I want you to um, be able to tell that story in your sleep, but set it up properly. Say, I'm going to share with you something that has completely changed my life, that I'm very passionate about, and I want to help everybody have at least an opportunity at this because I know it works. And then tell your story. Does that make sense? In order for you to tell your story, you got to speak.
Okay, I was muted. I was on mute.
So don't make your story like my story. It's not the same story. It's a different story. You got a great story.
Mhm.
So go
Okay,
ahead.
just that.
And I'm going to time you just so we get an idea of timing, but go ahead and start now.
Okay. I was a heavy equipment. Okay, 1 second. Okay. So do I just okay. I was just thinking when I'll do this. I'll just tell them, okay, I'm here we're here to educate you about
No,
being healthy. No. No.
no,
Okay.
no.
Just
What
straight
you
to the
want to
story.
what you want to start off with is I'm a father.
Mm.
How many kids?
5 kids.
I'm a father of 5 kids. I'm a
Mm.
husband married how long?
43 years.
23 years. I'm all about family. I love my family. As I was working, I got hurt. And then go into your story. When you're justifying why you're telling it, you're already becoming a salesman. You don't need to justify nothing. You don't need to. Tell your story with passion. When I tell my story, you've heard my story, correct?
Yeah. Mm.
Listen to my story, and I'm going to time it. Ready? When I was a kid, I was raised by a monster. I had a stepfather that was brutal to me, physically beat me, mentally, emotionally, everything you can imagine. At 5, I was sleeping over at my dad's house, and they pulled the blankets off. I had bruises all over my body. I went through a court system. I grew up with hate, anger, and pain. The only thing I was ever good at was fighting. Therefore, if there was a bully, I'd volunteer and there'd no longer be a bully. At 16, I had my first boxing match, and it was amazing. They went crazy over me, and I finally found something that I was good at. From 16 to 25, I became a professional fighter, moved to Bakersfield. They paid me. I was living the American dream. What people didn't understand, it was the American nightmare. When you're called a dumb son of a you know what every day, you start to believe it. I had no self-worth, no self-value, never had a girlfriend, never said I love you to anybody. And I was hiding behind the boxing world. At 23 years of age, my mother gave me a call, told me my stepfather Max was dying. The sickness in being abused is you want the abuser to love you. So I actually wrote him a letter saying, all I ever wanted from you is for you to love me. Well, he died that day, never got the letter. I went home to the funeral knowing that my mother was hurting. I gave her the letter. My mother took the letter and gave it to the pastor. The pastor, in front of 200 people who all knew the story because we owned a construction company, and Max beat the daylights out of me 1,000 times on the work site. The pastor read the letter at the funeral. It's the first time in my life I cried out of hurt, not hate. Went back to Bakersfield, heavyweight fighter, bad man, right? Crying like a baby. And that night, my life changed. Two things happened. One, I realized I was giving him control over me. I stopped that, no more. Two, I found these words: forgiveness does not make the other person right, it sets you free. That night, my life changed. What makes me a champion today? I've been married 31 years. I have four beautiful kids that have never been beaten on, who say, I love you every single time we speak to each other. I got a beautiful new granddaughter, and I took the process of chaos and I stopped it. 2 minutes, 17 seconds. That's the same story I shared 16 times today. Get comfortable, speak with passion about your life, of where you're at. Forget justifying your part of STEM Tech. Forget that. I never mentioned STEM Tech. I never mentioned my business. It was all about me. Now, your story involves the RCM wellness system, so incorporate that, but make sure you're passionate about telling your story of what you went through and what saved you. Get some passion behind that. People will be
Mm.
listening to you like, you know, people, you need to write a book. No. You need to make a movie. No. I need to find distributors. That's what I need. So as you practice this over and over and over, I can do that at 2 o'clock in the morning. It'll be 100% the same way. It's so
Mm.
easy once you do it over and over and over. So now I want you to start. I want you to tell your story, not justifying why you're telling it, not preparing them to, we're going to educate you on stem cell. No, we're not. I'm going to tell you my story. This is why when I'm done, you're going to like me. You're going to say, wow, and you're going to want to talk to me again. You don't tell them that. You believe that as you tell your story. And if they don't like you, they don't want to talk to you again. They don't give you your phone. Do you ever get their phone numbers?
Yeah. Mm.
If they don't give you the phone number, they're the wrong people. Next. And that's okay. Okay? All right.
Okay.
Get it worked up in your head how you're going to do it and tell me when you're ready.
Ready.
Go.
I am a father of five, and I've been happily married for 43 years. I was a heavy equipment mechanic before, and it was hard on my back. I shifted as a casino dealer, thinking it would be a lighter job. But if you've been to a casino, you see the dealer standing the whole shift, hunched over the tables. It aggravated my lower back. X-ray, MRI showed that there are issues in my spine, especially the lower back and the neck, causing numbness in my legs, my arms, my shoulders, and I couldn't even look at my blind spot. The turning point was when my 4-year-old grandson came over to visit. I couldn't carry him anymore. And I've got three grandkids. And as you know, we're Filipinos, we have close family ties. I said to myself, I don't want my grandkids growing up, and I'm just watching on the side. So I searched for something to alleviate my pains. And okay, because I was taking Cairo physio massage regularly, but they were just temporary relief. And somebody told me about his major car accident. He was terrible shape. The doctors was amazed at his fast recovery. So I said, I have to try this. First month, second month, nothing happened. The third month, I felt something different. I went back to my chiropractor. He told me all the muscles were getting loose. That's why I could move more freely and less of the discomfort. And if you know somebody has a back pain, it's really very hard to sleep. But I was able to sleep longer, sleep better, and I have more stamina, energy than before. So for me, health is wealth. Because I remembered my parents when we were small, they sold their house because of family health issues. My dad stopped working to take care of my mom. So those were hard times. I remember it. So for myself, I said, health is wealth. I want to take care of myself and for my family. And and that's my story. And that's why I'm
So,
really passionate about helping myself and helping other people too.
so that would be the ending. The story's beautiful. 2 minutes, 12 seconds. Perfect. Story's awesome. But be at the end, just say, and that's the reason I'm part of Alignable. I want to share my story. Maybe this is going to help other people too. I know it will. But the more I share my story and get this information out, the more people are going to be helped. And I'm all about helping people. If you close
Another thing,
with,
I
sorry,
was thinking because at some point I've added something because I've been working in the casino. Okay, I was still taking people's money. Now trying to do something worthwhile and help people. Okay, do like be in the best of health.
I would just end it like you ended it, but I would just add on. And that's the reason I'm here on Alignable. I'm sharing this story over and over and over because I know I'm not the only one in pain. I'm not the only one whose health is going the wrong direction. And I'm all about serving and helping people. And I want to spread the word so other people can be helped too. When you do it third party like that, it takes you away from being the salesman trying to get people. You want to be the guy just spreading the good news. If you get it, great. If you don't, it's okay with me. But if you don't get it, we're still going to be friends. You don't have, the moment you state stuff like that, that's when you become weird. That's when it becomes awkward. So tell your story exactly how you told it, but then close at the end and say, that's why I'm part of Alignable. The more I tell my story, the more people I'm going to help. I know that. And that's why I'm here, because I want to help a lot more people. And that's all you need to say. Because when you're done, people are going to say, wow, that's pretty awesome. And you don't need to jump into STEM tech. You don't need to do that. Because then at the end of you telling your story, say, hey, I really enjoyed listening to your story. Let me give you my contact number because I don't rush business. Give them yours. Let me give you my contact number because I never rush business because we're going to run out of time. My number is 707-342-3487. And the moment I see they're done writing, I say, Jose, what's your best contact number? I don't ask for their phone number. What's your best contact number? And they always give it to me. And when they get off the phone with me, they don't forget me. They're like, wow. I had a guy, he says, I've been in over 500 alignables, and that is the best approach I've ever seen. And I thought, cool. I'm on to something. Hey, did you like that little pop-up I gave you on the call? Was that pretty cool?
Yeah,
And do that stuff. Be bold. Don't be timid by these people. They're just like you and I. They're all trying to do something, and I respect that. But the better we get at leading, even when we start the phone call, hey, Jose, I know this is a little bit different, but I want to try something different if you don't mind. Can you take 2 minutes to tell me your story? What makes you you? Not so much what you sell or what you do, but who you are. And then I'll take a 2 minute window, I'll tell my story. And then we'll meet at the end to see how we add value to each other. If you don't take control immediately, what will happen is you'll waste 30 seconds saying, "Yeah, how are you? Oh, yeah, I'm okay. How are you doing?" And then you get that awkward silence. Forget that. Jump right in, say, "Hey, let's do this a little bit differently." Take a 2 minute window, tell me your story. And even after I tell people over and over who you are, what makes you, they go right into their business stuff. That's fine. That just means they're kind of shallow, and that's fine. But when I'm done telling my story, they say, holy cow. I guarantee they're not going to forget me. If you get good at telling your story about not being able to pick up your grandchild, that's a pain. But put some emotion into it. It was bad enough I was hurting all day long working because I have to work. I got to provide for my family. But when it got to the point where I couldn't even pick up my grandchild, I knew right then and there something had to change. I had to make a change. And I didn't know how, but I had to make a change. And that's when the RC, you don't have to say I went looking. You don't have to act like you went hunting for anything. You just got to say that's when the RCM wellness system came into my life. And it took 2 months, but holy cow. What a difference today. Guess what I can do? The most important thing I talked about. I can pick up my grandchild. And for me, that's worth $1 million. You see how you tie all that together? It's a beautiful story. Master that story.
Mhm.
Make sense?
Yep. Yep. Mhm.
I recorded this, so I'm going to send this to you.
Okay, that's